Hi, it's Chris from Epix Systems. This is a short video to support you through what the changes are to the system with the change to the domestic reverse charge, or the VAT reverse charge, as brought in by the government on the 1st of March 2021. This video is all about the sales invoice side of things, so I'll be showing you how to set the correct CIS settings against your invoice addresses in the different places that appears within the system, and then also I'll show you the slight difference in the invoice templates once you've generated those invoices. Of course, this is an instructional video on how our system has been designed to accommodate the new changes. If you've got any questions at all, or if you want to find any further information about the new domestic recharge VAT, then you should probably take a look at the government's website. This link here is particularly useful, and there are some flowcharts which give you the breakdown of where reverse charge should apply. Now, as you'll be aware, invoice addresses can be set in a whole variety of different places within the system. So you can set them against a client, you could set them against a site, you can set them against contracts, or indeed you could just simply set it against a job. So this video is going to show you, on the first part of it, how to set the CIS rules against an invoice address at a couple of locations, to give you an idea of how you do that. So you'll need to then go ahead and change your settings for your clients or your contracts or your sites. Now, the tool you'll need to edit the settings for invoice addresses is the client wizard. Now, the client wizard can be found possibly under the setup menu. It may even be found under the find menu here, so find client would help with this. Equally, you can step into this from a job creation screen. So I'll show you from find client for now. So of course we'll go and find our client using any of the search fields below, and then press search. Any results are listed here, so if you've had more than one result, then of course you'd click view on the appropriate result. And this is the client summary. So if you want to edit any of the information about this client, you step in at the appropriate point and click the edit pencil. So if you want to change the customer information at the client level, then pressing the edit pencil here will take you into that setup. If you want to change any contracts, then you'd click here. If I click on the edit pencil here for the customer information, this will step me into the client wizard at the customer page. Now, if you're used to using this screen, you'll notice that there is now an additional CIS field, and within that field are three options, and you can specify whether they are a CIS end user, whether they're not an end user but CIS still applies, or whether CIS does not apply. So I'm going to keep this one set at CIS does not apply, and I'm going to press update, and that will save our record, and you get a green message here to say that that was updated. So as long as you're done now and you don't want to carry on through the client wizard, you can close by pressing the red X here. What I'm about to show you now is how to change the same settings again, but this time against an address or a site within the system. So if I press the edit pencil here, this steps us into the client wizard at the address stage. So if I press the show button to reveal the search fields so I can look for a site, I can then search for the site using these filters here. However, I'm going to press show all, press search, because I know I've only got two sites. I want to change this one, so if I press edit, the details load up down here, and here we have the CIS field, which is currently set to CIS does not apply. I want to change that now to this option here, and then I press update. We get a green message to say that that was successful, and we can then close out of the wizard provided we're finished. So to recap, what I've just done is I've changed the invoice address settings against the original client record and also against one of the sites. So what we have here is two jobs, one against the client using the original client invoice address, and then the one here against the one we've just changed to be a different setting for the CIS. So we go into this first job here, and then we press the interim invoicing button. You can see here that this has got the invoice address for the client. If I press interim invoicing, you can see here the VAT is charged at normal at 20%. If I come out of here and go back into the second job now for the alternative site here, you can see the invoice address is different. This is the invoice address for the site. If I press interim invoicing now, we'll see that we have a different VAT here where domestic reverse charge applies. So if we press continue on this one to process it through to the invoice, you can see here that we have applied the 0 VAT because the domestic reverse charge applies. Then of course if we press the print invoice button, this will create our invoice where we can see we've got the 0 VAT here, but where we also highlight the reverse charge here. And just to quickly show you what this would look like on the original invoice where normal VAT rules apply, if we press the print invoice button and launch our invoice template, at the bottom we don't have any instructions to do with the CIS and normal VAT applies. Now I did say that this can be changed at invoice level as well, so if you make a mistake and you have set the wrong setting, or indeed just perhaps for this one invoice the CIS settings are slightly different, you can make the change now by using the edit pencil on the invoice sheet here on the invoice summary. So if we click to edit, as well as being able to change the invoice address, we can also change the CIS settings. So currently this is set to CIS not applying, but if we change that now, maybe put it to the reverse charge applies and press continue, we've changed the reverse charge here, but also now the VAT has changed and we've applied the domestic reverse charge. So just to show that again, edit pencil here, we can then put that back to maybe CIS not applying, press continue, and now we're back to normal VAT rules. That just about covers the domestic reverse charge VAT. If you have any questions about anything you've just seen, then don't hesitate to give us a shout.